What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull Us, and before we get to our video, we wanted to let you know about our milestone giveaway for 1,000 subscribers.
We are giving away an Amazing Spider-Man issue number 4. This is the first appearance of Silk, the original Sin tie-in. I'm sure everybody is familiar with this book. This is a CBCS 9.8.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
big boy.
This book is much hotter than it was when we first bought it for the show.
Yep, that's true.
You insist on still giving it away, and I'm very happy to do it.
You can tell that he is not. But anyway, we are giving this away when we hit 1,000 subscribers. Kick-ass, key issue, first appearance of Silk, is someone's going to win this book. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and let's get to the video, shall we? What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull Us, and we've got our top 5 free comic book day video for you. It's our 5 picks of the 49 books that are currently available, or that will be available this Saturday at your LCS. So, we love obviously supporting comic book shops. We want to give y'all, a heads up of what's coming out and what we think is probably I wouldn't say the most important, but what we're looking forward to anyway. And if you like our opinion, then great. If you don't, let us know what we missed.
Get out of here.
I mean, we're probably picking up all the books. I know Ron's going to set up a stack for us to have all of them anyway. So, we'll have all the books, but let us know if we made a mistake in our top 5. But let's just go through the current books that are available this Saturday. We've got the gold comics, which these ones have a little bit more weight in comparison to the silver. Something jaw-dropping may happen. It may be of importance to these books that you're going to want to pick them up, whether it's speculation or whatever. I mean, I've seen free comic book day books, end up getting graded and end up being worth some money. So if that's if that's your cup of tea, then pay attention to this. So we've obviously got, I think we don't have as many gold titles as we've had in the past, or at least not like last year. I felt like we had a lot more gold titles. The one thing that you will notice missing is DC. They did not submit their free comics onto Free Comic Book Day's website. I don't know, I'm sure that's some kind of power grab. I don't know what that is, but there are only 3 DC books that will be coming out on Free Comic Book Day, and we'll get to those. We'll get to one of them at least. But we got some heavy hitters up in the front. What I'm surprised is that the Judgment Day Free Comic Book Day is not in the gold comics. You would think, it'd be there.
Strange.
But there's some cool ones here. We've got a couple here in the golds that we're going to be picking up, and then we've got some silvers. One notable silver one that I would like to point out, Nate, I don't know if you have any on this, but it is Barbaric #1. If you did not read Barbaric #1 and you want to get, you just want to check it out, I highly recommend picking that one up. That's not my top 5, but that's a really fun one. It's a good series, and it's about to jump back up.
Yeah, we left off the ones that are reprints on here, but yeah, I would say that if you missed out on Barbaric, you definitely need to go ahead and go pick that up and see what that series is all about. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then the other one that you'd mentioned was the Marvel Voices, which is reprints of a lot of the Voices series from the past year, but I think you said there was one new story in there as well?
There is. There's one new story, so it's a reprint, I think, of 7 different stories across the 2 years that we've been doing Voices so far. So we've got Indigenous Voices and the normal Voices, and honestly, I think if you haven't checked those out, if you think that you're like, I don't understand, I don't like this anthology, I don't know if it's for me, pick up the free one and see if you like them, because there's a couple of trades that collect them now, or you can probably find back issues really cheap.
Yeah.
But they're really great, especially if you are a fan of some of these, more minor behind-the-scenes characters like Hulkling and Wiccan. They get featured a lot in these, and they're some of my favorite characters right now. So. Also, it kind of showcases a lot of artists on the Marvel side, and it's just really fantastic artwork, and obviously writing as well too. So if you're into that, definitely check that out. But like I said, there's some other notable books out here that look pretty cool. I mean, the Pokemon one I'm definitely giving to my kids. And the Sonic one. Street Fighter one looks like a dope time. The other one that didn't make my top 5, but I will be definitely giving some attention, is this Guardian of Fukushima, which is a story of, I think, a man going in and saving animals from the earthquake and tsunami in 2011, which I think that's pretty cool. Yep. I think one that I'm pretty excited about too, that's not on the top 5, but just because it seems like a silly goose time, is the Stranger Things one.
Oh, right. Where was that? Is that up
I
top?
think it's in the gold tier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they. I don't remember who's the publisher for that. IDW.
I think it's Dark Horse.
Dark Horse.
Yep.
Dark Horse has been steadily pumping out a bunch of Stranger Things content, and I'm all about it. I love the TV show, and I haven't yet dived into the surrounding novels or comics, but they had a free one last year that was really good, so I'll definitely pick it up too.
Nice. Well, that's just kind of an overview. Some of the titles that you'll see, I'd say pick all of them up. But let's get into our top 5 comics that we will definitely be picking up, and we think it's a definite not miss. And we're going to kick it off with Marvel's Judgment Day 0, or Free Comic Book Day issue. Give us the skinny.
So this is going to be featuring 2 different stories, written by Kieran Gillen and Gary Dugan Duggan.
Yeah.
And then artist Dustin Weaver. This book is supposed to lay the groundwork for the event that will erupt across the Marvel Universe throughout 2022 and drastically alter the relationship between Earth's mightiest heroes and mutant kind.
How many times have we heard that sentence drastically change the Marvel Universe? Like, come on.
mean, we had. I'm pretty sure that this is the 10-year anniversary of Avengers vs. X-Men. So, like, we've definitely done this before. I was really hoping that Eternals are really going to play a big part of this. I know it's the 3-way Avengers, X-Men, Eternals, but this is going to be the first look. If you're curious about this event and you're like, I'm not sure, maybe you're not like us and not picking up all 3 of these titles anyway, and you want to kind of dip your toes in, pick up the Free Comic Book Day. This is supposed to be. This is literally, they're putting this out to entice you to buy the event. So. Just like we saw something big last year when we had a new character revealed in Donny Cates' free Venom book, and everyone freaked out about it. I think we're probably going, not necessarily speculation-wise, but I think we're going to have a big spoilery event or action happen in this book that'll draw people into the event.
It'll be interesting to see if this goes. I would assume this goes into the Hellfire Gala, because I think that's where Judgment Day is going to start. Outside of Free Comic Book Day is like that. I think is going to be the end hook for the beginning or the end hook of the gala and into Judgment Day. I think that's going to be the big like, oh my gosh, like they're going to break in and bust in the party. I don't know. That's just my guess. But yeah, if you're interested but you don't want to really commit, this is a perfect opportunity. All these books are a perfect opportunity to kind of check it out, dip your toe in the water. All right, next up we've got Amazing Spider-Man and Venom. This one I know, and I did not read the article, but I did read the headline that there has already been a major spoiler coming from this Free Comic Book Day book. So somebody at an LCS got a lot of the comic book shops already have these books, and somebody threw it out on the Reddits or something like that, and so it's already making its way around, and I'm not going to read it. Gosh darn it, I'm not going to do it.
Don't do it.
No.
Well, what I think is funny is, okay, so just to give you a little synopsis here, this is supposed to be 2 different stories. This is Spider-Man / Venom. They're packing it all into one, but it's essentially 2 different stories. This is supposed to be the very beginning of the major storylines by Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr., for what they have planned on their run of Amazing Spider-Man, including Tombstone's first steps towards becoming Spidey's most terrifying villain. And then the second half of the book is supposed to give fans a chance to check out the thought-provoking work Al Ewing, Ram V, and Brian Hitch are doing on Venom. The groundbreaking changes that this mastermind trio have in store for the symbiote mythos starts here. How does it start here? And we've already 7 issues in.
Yeah, we both
understand that.
Yeah.
I also don't understand how this is supposed to be beginning the major storylines for Amazing Spider-Man when we're getting this 4 days after issue 1. But
yeah,
other than that, I still, even with all of that and with the goofy ass John Romita Jr. cover, I still think this is probably one of the biggest ones to pick up. Again, if you're on the fence about this Zeb Wells Jr. Amazing Spider-Man run, pick this up. It's free. You can get a little taste, and if you look at it, go, nope, that'll be your chance to dive out.
I don't want to buy 0.5 issues. Yep. All right. I also say, I think Spider-Man on this cover looks decent, but Venom does not look good on this cover. I'm just
a That is a very feminine bottom half right there.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the feminine. There's nothing wrong with the feminine Venom, but it's
there's not. It just doesn't fit the top half of the bottom.
I agree.
That's what I mean.
All right, next up, we've got our one DC free comic book, and that is Dark Crisis Special Edition. So, you know, I would assume this book would have been in the gold tier on the website. It's just DC decided to not put it.
Well, I think it's because Free Comic Book Day is distributed through Diamond.
That makes sense.
And so, even though Marvel's not still with them, I bet you that these books were already
in the system. Yeah.
But this one, it looks like, is going to be written by Joshua Williamson, like, you know, the same guy that's been really the front leader of writers for DC since we started this Infinite Frontier. Looks like Jim Chung, Daniel Samperi, and a couple more that they don't list are going to be artists on here. So it looks like we're going to have a few different artists.
Okay.
The description on here says, witness the rise and fall of the Justice League. This event, years in the making, is here with Dark Crisis. The Justice League is comics' greatest superhero team, made up of DC Comics' legendary superheroes that have saved the world countless times. No crisis was too much for them to handle until now. The Justice League has been defeated by the Great Darkness and its army of DC's most dangerous villains. Now a new generation of heroes must rise to protect not only the multiverse, but also the legacy of the DC Universe. This is the prelude to DC's biggest story of 2022. We'll give the writer credit for hyperbole. He's big fan of that.
Yeah.
This is just DC's exact version of the Judgment Day book. It's they're trying to convince you to buy into their summer event.
I think we've said this before when addressing the Dark Crisis event. Is I think I'm going to stick with the main books, you know, the main A books, and something really has to entice me to pick up a tie-in, whether if it's a character that I really like, or, you know, because in Death Metal, right, there were a couple tie-ins, even though I bought all the tie-ins, that were really good, some of them were my pick of the weeks. So I'm going to have to really kind of balance that. I am excited for the event, but I guess I'm worried, and I don't know if it's worrying. It might be a different form of worried outside of like a standard DC fan, you know, like somebody who's been through multiple crisis events with DC, and their concerns are way different than mine. But I just feel like I got a little burnt out with Dark Crisis, Death Metal. So I'm hoping this kind of rejuvenates and really gets me excited for DC. You know, I mean, not that I'm not lacking in DC, but I'm ready for there to be somewhat of a jump-start reboot kind of thing, maybe. I don't know.
And see, if you're already into it and you're like me and you want to see us talk about everything, I think I'm pretty much all in and picking up everything.
Right. Yeah, we've switched.
But for whatever reason, right now I'm DC starved. I cannot get enough. I cannot be satiated. All of my extra back issue reading has been devoted to DC, and so I am super ready for this event. I'm also really excited at the prospect of getting to see some of these younger characters at the forefront, especially because when I started reading DC is when these characters started taking over their books. Like our first DC pulls were Superman's son of Kal-El. Like when John actually took over the book, we started Robin from the very beginning. Oh my God! If they have Joe as the main Green Lantern, fans of the show know I am going to lose my mind if that is the case. So even having Wonder Girl or Aqualad or some of these other characters that I haven't been keeping up with, I'm not turned off by that prospect. I'm interested in seeing some newer people at the forefront.
Yeah, I think that's what we're setting up here for sure. All right, next up, we've got the Bone Orchard Mythos Prelude from Jeff Lemire. This one almost kind of got glazed over, but then we really looked and dived into the Free Comic Book Day list, and you were like, uh-oh, Jeff Lemire book, wake up.
And I would actually just go ahead and say that if I had a number one pick of the 5, it's this one for sure.
Okay.
So this is by Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. This is the same team that is done Gideon Falls and the recently finished Primordial. The synopsis reads, a troubled writer books a secluded cabin on a serene lake in an attempt to get away from his struggling marriage and his impending deadlines. But what he can't know when he arrives is that he is already in the cabin. In fact, he may have always been there. Face to face with his own demons, the writer discovers the first terrifying pieces of the Bone Orchard mythos, a sprawling new horror interconnected universe from Eisner Award-winning team behind Gideon Falls and Primordial. Yes.
Yeah.
Right now, give me. Horror, yes. Jeff Lemire, yes. I'm totally on board. And the fact that this is going to be I believe they've said 3 different books. I don't, they haven't said exactly how they're going to be released. I don't think it's going to be 1, 2, and 3. I think this book is going to start, then 4 or 5 issues in, the second book will start, and then, but it's an interconnected universe. All the things are happening throughout the whole Bone Orchard mythos.
That sounds dope. That just sounds good.
Yep. I'm very excited.
Very cool. All right, and our last book of the night is actually a manga, and that is Kaiju number 8. This one just kind of piques my interest because I'm always looking for a new manga to read. We're in Chainsaw Man right now. Kind of stopped reading that, which I need to get back onto that. But this just has me intrigued. I like Kaiju a lot. It's kind of been missing from my read right now with Ultra Mega being on hiatus, and it's just not really prevalent. So to kind of get it, I think this already might be some volumes already out.
There is, yeah. This is our one reprint that we covered here.
But it's in the gold. It's in the gold comic, so I'd assume it's decent that they're putting it in the gold tier.
Yeah. I think they might have done what they've done before and given it a little bit of the American treatment and colored all of the pages just to entice readers. But just to give you a synopsis here, Kaiju number 8, Kafka wants to clean up Kaiju, but not literally. Will a sudden metamorphosis stand in the way of his dream? With the highest Kaiju emergence rates in the world, Japan is no stranger to attack by deadly monsters. Enter the Japan Defense Force, a military organization tasked with the neutralization of kaiju. Kafka Habino, a kaiju corpse cleanup man, has always dreamed of joining the force, but when he gets another shot at achieving his childhood dream, he undergoes an unexpected transformation. How can he fight kaiju now that he's become one himself?
Easy.
Yeah. So
the Japanese Defense Force has their own kaiju.
Right. So that's, I'm interested. I would not have, I was not a kaiju person at all this time 2 years ago, but through some of those books that you've mentioned that I was picking up as well, Ultra Mega and stuff like that, I have found a fondness for the style, Big Girls as well. So
yeah, definitely. It's say what? Yeah, Big Girl. Yeah. It's a fun. I'm interested, and I definitely, hopefully, this book will entice me to go pick up a volume or two. And that's the whole idea of Free Comic Book Day, is just to kind of pique your interest, get you into something new, add to your collection. If you're looking to add and read some new stuff, this is a perfect opportunity for you to go ahead and do that. So those are our top 5s for Free Comic Book Day. Looking forward to the day. We'll definitely be out at our LCS that Saturday to pick up our books and to say hi to anyone that's there. And we'll definitely be out there over at Collected in the DFW area in Fort Worth. But there's also Collected in Keller, which is in a new location as well. And then obviously, if you're not in the DFW area, go out to your LCS, go support it, go pick up free comic books, and then hey, if you want to pick up, actually buy some stuff, do that too. This is a perfect day to go out and support the LCS in that way as well. So let us know down in the comments what you're excited about, what you're going to pick up, and what are you going to read first. And as always, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, give us a like. Your interactions with our channel and our videos is very important. It gives us feedback, and obviously pushes our videos to get to more people, and that's what we want to do. We want to push the comic book. Yeah, push it. we want more and more people to read comics. So that's our goal, is just to read more comics. And as always, man, read more comics. We'll see you in the next one. Later.